team goal siya. We strive to reach our individual goals. Pero if ever naman na hindi kaya, it's okay. The fact that we tried is already big enough. I think one of the concerns the other time na sa mga comments that I get to see after my second episode yesterday is yung mga iba na gustong maging physically active but cannot go out of the house for some reasons. Merong iba na wala sa Pilipinas, meron pa daw snow sa paligid. So, it's okay. Marami namang home workouts, home exercises. Also, before I did this, nakita niyo na siguro in one of my stories before, meron lang akong minimum na physical activity, hopefully, on a day-to-day. So, yun yung 4-minute HIIT or high intensity interval training. Although it's not really very high intensity. Pero, as compared to not moving at all. So, okay na din yun. Ano yung 4-minute na composition na yun? Hatiin nyo ito sa 30 seconds each. So, 30 seconds divided by 4 minutes. So, ano yun? 8. 8, 30 seconds. The first 20 seconds is you do some very hard pumping activity like jumping jacks or yung mga lunges. Kahit ano. So I think the easiest one would be jumping jacks. So mag-jumping jack lang kayo, talon-talon lang kayo for 20 seconds. Before, ginagawa ko ito sa harap mismo ng orasan. So that you can time yourself that it's already 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, you do 10 seconds either full rest, hindi ka gumagalaw, or active rest. Like for me, resting face yon from the jumping jacks. But during those 10 seconds, I do some stretching, I do some ano lang, or just marching in place. And then, repeat nyo lang yan. Repeat nyo lang times 8. So that's already 8 cycles of 20 and 10. So total of 4 minutes. So hindi mo kailangan ng malaking espasyo. Hindi mo kailangan magbihis. Hindi mo kailangan lumabas. Because physical mobility, especially in the form of exercise, is going to increase your good hormones in a good way. Kasi yung mga hormones natin sa katawan, they make us feel bad or feel good. Yung mga depressive hormones, usually, it can easily be countered with good hormones. Kaya nga lang, minsan, yung pinipili nating source of good hormones, hindi sustainable. Anong ibig sabihin ng hindi sustainable? Ito yung kapag parati nating tinitrigger, magkakaroon siya ng negative impact sa atin. And what is that trigger na pinaka-commonly abused na source of pleasure na naging halos alternative na to pain relievers, to antidepressant, to just numb yourself. Ano yun? If you have been part of our communities in Life Without Tries and LCFF, you will see it. And also, hi sa mga member din ng Carboholic Anonymous Philippines, led by Doc Fee. And of course, thank you sa lahat ng mga nag-volunteer na admins and moderators there. I know, halos lahat sa inyo ay part ng ating Low Carb and Fasting Masterclass. And maraming salamat for contributing, for now being part not just of this lifestyle for yourself, but also to help others. So food is one of the most commonly abused source ng mga tao when it comes to their pain, when it comes to their struggles. Because, sa totoo nga naman, food releases good hormones. Feel good hormones. It makes you feel good. The problem is, you will always tend to look for that trigger. Kaya, hindi siya sustainable because eating too much food will actually lead to many illness. So, nagsa-start yung vicious cycle. So, ano yung vicious cycle? Ito yung cycle na kung saan ang isang negative experience nag-lead to another negative experience. It's like domino effects. But hindi lang siya basta-basta domino effect. It's a continuous cycle. Pabalik-balik lang. One negative thing led to another and another and another. So how to cut a vicious cycle? You can actually start a virtuous cycle. Ano naman yung virtuous cycle? Ang virtuous cycle, ito naman yung opposite ng vicious cycle. So, a virtuous cycle is when sinimulan mong gumawa ng positive activity, something good, either to counter yung negative or just to start something nice. Remember our episode yesterday on Kensho and Satori? Di ba? Our learning, our improvement, our success doesn't always have to come from a bad experience. We can be molded and shaped up beautifully kahit pa wala tayong kailangang pagdaan ng sakit or pain or struggles. So, when you start a virtuous cycle, you can just do it right away. I think I am somewhat starting that virtuous cycle with this City Walk and Talk episode na nagsimula lamang with our Taji 100 challenge. And also, for the longest time, gusto ko na talagang maging somewhat more physically active. It really is good for my mood, for my overall wellness. Kasi kahit pa I maintain calm throughout the day, for those who knew me, nakilala ko, they know me as kalmado. Kahit ano pa yan, kahit gaano pa ka-toxic sa hospital, kahit pa nagsi-CPR ako noon, kung merong code sa hospital na kailangan i-revive, I can maintain calm. And for those of you naman who knew me on a very, very personal level, sometimes I snap also. So, meron ako mga few times na nagsisnap din ako. Although it's all for a reason. Na kung bakit nagsisnap minsan lang mga once or twice a year lang siguro. I know it's for a reason. I can always make an excuse for those episodes. Na you really burst out, gagalit, you become irritated. But after that, I still wish na sana wala na lang mga ganon. So, I think this walk, these physical activities are doing me good. For the first time ever, sa dinami-dami ng mga intermittent, paminsan-minsan lang talaga, very occasional na mga physical activities that I engage in the form of exercise. I think, ito pa lang yung one of those that I felt I looked forward to. Na kahit alam kong nakakapagod siya. But meron ka nang hinahanap na yung high in a good sense. Hindi yung addictive high. Although there's yung mga marathoners, they know that they are in this kind of flow. na sobrang elated yung feeling, sobrang gaan, sobrang ganda. And it is a form to a cycle because when you start your day with that good sense of feeling, it will be natural for you to maintain that good feeling. So after that physical activity, you will tend to do things na makakapagpatuloy ng magandang mood na yon sa lahat ng makikita mo, sa lahat ng ma-encounter mo sa daan. You can easily smile and say good morning. Pagdating mo sa bahay, meron kang nakitang kalat. Alam mo na parang mas magiging maaliwalas yung pakiramdam kapag nilinis mo yon. So you will also clean that. And since pinagpawisan ka na from your physical activity, you want to freshen up, maliligo ka. And that shower, I know warm shower can be soothing, but there's also benefit in cold shower. So try to embrace that cold shower and you feel that very, very refreshing na water. Sa simula, it can be sobrang maginaw, especially if hindi ka sanay sa cold water. But you counter that maginaw na feeling with refreshing. Isipin mo, menthol. Sobrang nakaka-refresh and easily in an instant. Promise. It will shift yung feeling mo na maginaw. Bigla siyang magiging refreshing. So, after you finish, you can choose your clothes and choose the clothes that makes you feel good. Kung nakikita nyo yung sa Netflix na Marie Kondo, so yung concept ni Marie Kondo, she is a Japanese na, ewan ko kung ano siya. Sa may isip ko lang, she's a home organizer. And siya yung pinupuntahan ng mga tao, especially the hoarders, yung mga sobrang daming clutters in their house to help them fix it. So, yung concept ni Marie Kondo is you retain what brings you joy and joy sa'yo. So, in its simple, you feel good, you let it go. And then, whatever reason na, make yourself feel good, make yourself look good. Hindi natin alam kung anong mayayari when you can. And ng very good opportunity. Because as much as we don't want to be superficial na nag-iisip lang sa ating physical activities, sa ating outdoor appearance, yung kung ano yung mukha natin, kung paano tayo nag-dress up. It's not about being superficial na puro physical yung inisip natin, no. But it's also being realistic. I think that's one of the practical learnings I got with our late professor in college before. Isa nga sa mga sinasabi niya is, let's not be hypocrite. Because reality is, yung mundo really values physical appearance. And kung choice mo na not to take care of your physical appearance, then you must have to accept the consequences. Like, for example, it's not just about discrimination, but it's all about business. Like, kung gusto mo maging flight stewardess, kung ang height mo ay 5 lang, then hindi ka pwedeng magalit na hindi ka matanggap. Hindi ka pwedeng magsabi na discriminated ka. Because it's not about discrimination. It's about the task necessary for a flight stewardess. Kasi kung 5 yung height mo, hindi mo maaabot yung compartment. So, paano mo matutulungan yung passengers? Okay? So, hindi siya discrimination. It has function. And if ever naman you want to work in a hotel, then you might need to really improve. Like, you have to put some makeup. And it's not about being plastic na mag-makeup ka. But you have to look pleasant because you are representing the company. And then the company naman, meron tayong standard when it comes to beauty. At hindi ito yung feeling lang na ito maganda or not. It's actually from scientific basis. Pinaka-basic example dyan is symmetry. Kung pantay, yung mata mo sa left and right, yung bibig mo sa left and right. So those symmetry is actually linked to good and healthy genes. It has evolutionary explanation. So, if tayo ay nasa side ng hindi masyadong blessed with the best physical characteristic nung pinanganak tayo, good thing, we are now living in the world that we can do something about it. So we can dress up, we become fit, we become healthy, and buti na lang na sa panahon ngayon, we are no longer in the period na sobrang close-minded. Our definition of beauty now is very varied. Hindi na lang yung puti, hindi na lang yung matangos yung ilong, hindi na lang yung matangkad. Beauty is now different. Before, sabi nila, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Depende kung sino nakatingin sa'yo. Kung ang tumitingin sa'yo ay taong mahal ka, kahit paanong mukha mo, magandang-maganda ka para sa kanya. And, yun nga, minsan, we are also guilty with that. May mga tao rin na kahit alam mong maganda siya, objectively speaking, pero kung alam mong hindi maganda yung kanyang attitude, personality, hindi na siya ganun ka-appealing sa'yo. That's when beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But now that I've been closely working with facial plastics, I'm currently undergoing fellowship training for facial plastic surgery. So, facial plastic surgery, isa siya sa subspecialty namin sa ENT. Pero merong mga ibang doktor na nag-oopera din in facial plastic. So, yung isa sa pinaka-common namin ginagawa is rhinoplasty. Yung mga ini-enhance yung ilong. Other doctors who are also doing it are general plastic surgeons. Like, nag-oopera din sila ng breast augmentation, liposuction. Meron ding cosmetic doctors. So, aside from operation, they also do like mga skin facial cleansing, mga ganun. But for us ENTs, we do it structural for beautification and function. Like kung merong mga may deviated nose, crooked nose, mga snub nose, we can repair the structure, pagagandahin yung ilong. At the same time, we can correct the dysfunction. You can easily breathe better and that one. So, being in this work for a month now, nag-iba na. Hindi na pala beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's now beauty in the eye of the holder. Kasi, kahit gaano pa kaganda, may mga pasyente na, to start with, magandang-maganda na yung mukha nila, magandang-maganda na yung ilong nila. Everybody is telling them that they're already good. But still for them, it's not still good. Hindi pa siya maganda para sa kanila. So, walang magagawa. Yung kanilang asawa, yung kanilang family, at kahit yung doktor, wala magagawa. Kasi yung maganda para sa kanya is iba. And then, pinapaayos nila, they improve. Of course, for us, we know how to enhance it. And also depending on the request ng patient. Pero yun, the subjective idea on what is beauty the most important part of that is nasa tao mismo. So, para sa inyo who are listening right now, I hope you get to appreciate your beauty, kung ano man ang meron kayo. Yet, don't also hold back to enhance yourself, to beautify yourself. Especially that part na you know you have a good reason. And that is for you to feel good. And when you feel good, you can even do better. And if meron pa rin mga negative feelings, try to do some meditation. Try to have some moment alone and reflect kung ano ba talaga yung issues natin inside. Baka meron tayong mga certain insecurities. And if you think na magkaroon kayo ng, kung meron lang kayo ng ganong mga negative feelings, I hope you try to address it. And every morning, you can go out. Before going out, you can see yourself in the mirror and tell yourself na sapat ka na. You are enough. Sa mga nakabasa na ng ating libro, The Perfect at Last Wellness, Internal Calm Amidst External Chaos, yun yung book 3 ng ating series. And somewhat, this City Walk and Talk is dedicated for that. Kasi our live videos, our YouTube channels is mostly generally concerning low carb and fasting. But these City Walk and Talk episodes would be for our overall wellness. And yes, you have to acknowledge na sapat ka na. You are already enough. And if there's anybody in this world who is making you feel you are not enough, let them go. They don't know your real value. If you must listen to them, take only the objective part. Ibig sabihin, try to improve in any way you can, but make sure that how you improve is based on your own and for your own. You try not to do things para sa iba because that is not sustainable. You try to do things for your own. And then after you fill your own cup, after you satisfy your own needs, don't worry. That's the best time that you can already give back. Hindi tayo magiging madamot. We are not promoting selfishness here. We are promoting self-love, development, growth, and with the end goal of being of service and of help to others afterwards. So we are already at 4.2 kilometers. Salamat Rio, Louie, Margel, Raven, Jennifer, Josan, George, Erlyn, na nasa front row, and all of you who are here with me, 300 live followers. So yung mga episode natin, wala naman talaga yung specific topic. Kung ano-ano lang. So I'm just making use of my time while walking, and this trail here is ito yung part na medyo malayo sa road while at the same time merong magandang signal. I hope the internet connection is good enough na hindi nagpuputol-putol yung ating sessions. But before this, hello Jennifer, maraming salamat. I really thought of a topic, and one of that topic is about giving up. Na minsan, may mga bagay na parang gustong-gusto na natin mag-give up. Because yun nga, nakakapagod na, sobrang exhausting, nakukulang sa tulog, and it was one of those thoughts na biglang sumusulpot sa utak mo when the going gets hard. And no one is excused. Kahit ako, sumasagi yan sa isipan ko. Just like yesterday, when by past 12 midnight, is nasa operating room pa rin kami. Nag-o-opera pa din. And tumatawa na lang kami when after the operation, we are now greeting each other. Gong Shi Fa Kai, Gong Hei Fat Choi. Happy Chinese New Year! Kasi nga, Chinese New Year na. Naabutan na kami ng bagong taon sa kaka-opera. And may mga panahon na sabi ko, nakakapagod. Especially, actually ako, dumarating lang yun sa akin kapag gusto ko nang matulog. Because sleep is so essential for me. But, just like when all of those other times na may mga panahon na gusto ko nang mag-give up sa mga bagay-bagay na aking pinaggagawa, I remind myself first na actually, ginusto mo to. Nobody put me in that situation but me. Ako lang talaga ang nag-decide to be in that scenario. So, you first remove the blame part. Don't ever go with game, blame game. So, wag mag-blame ng ibang tao, ng scenario. Most importantly, don't ever blame God. Kasi minsan, pati yung Diyos, biniblame na natin. But no, don't ever do that. Because if you will be realistic about it, malaking part na yun, ikaw mismo naglagay ng sarili mo sa sitwasyon na yun. So, take responsibility. And, dalawa lang. You take responsibility. And the second phase is, you try to remember kung gaano mo kagusto yung bagay na yan before, bago mo pa siya na kamtan. Before you got it, remember how much you wanted it. So, as for me, for example, even if I was so tired, sobrang pagod na, whole day, like 15 hours straight na nag-o-opera, nagkaroon lang ng 10 to 20 minute break. Yung minamadali lang na kung ano lang makakain mo dyan. And then balik na naman. You are on PPE, and then meron pang double mask, and meron pang eye loops and magnifiers kasi sobrang ninipis ng mga ginagawa namin. Like when we do suturing, yung thread na ginagamit namin mas manipis pa sa buhok mo. So, we need to have magnifiers. So, I just reminded myself na before that time, na hindi pa ako nagte-training, all I ever wanted is to get accepted sa training na yan. The time na nung hindi mo pa siya nakuha, you're willing to give everything. You are like willing to do everything just so you can get that. And so, I'm sure marami sa inyo who also have that. Kahit pa nakakapagod yung trabaho ninyo, remember yung panahon na nag-a-apply pa lang kayo sa trabaho na yan. Diba? You're willing to give up everything para lang makuha yan. Or it can also be with people. Kung merong kayong problems with your relationship, before kayo mag-give up, try to think first. Baka setback lang yan. Just a challenge that you need to reconsider. But of course, iba din yon yung mga bagay na kailangan talagang i-let go. Remember Marie Kondo, whatever that no longer brings you joy. And of course, be fair. Be fair with yourself. Be fair with the people around you. Wag lang yung puro sarili mo lang, but just the idea na what is just fair. Sometimes, may mga bagay na if it's just up to us, kaya nating i-accept. Like we can suffer more, we can take more, kaya mo pang magpatuloy. Pero, one way to know if it's already time to let go, na tama na for you, you try to put your loved one in your own situation. Kung sino yung pinakamamahal mo. Next, for example, for me, si Maming. If I'm struggling or meron akong problema in that situation at gusto ko na mag-give up, I become, kasi kung ikaw mismo, you become subjective, na hindi na clouded na yung judgment mo. But when you put your loved ones in your shoe, you become subjective still, but in a way, the good and fair kind of subjective. So, for me, for example, ilalagay ko si Mami sa situation na yan, at iisipin ko, ano ang gusto kong gagawin ni Mami? Yung nakakabuti sa kanya. So, I will be able to know kung ano yung best for Mami or for that loved one. And usually, sometimes, you will be surprised na yung decision mo for yourself is different. But if you make that decision for someone you love, you actually make a different decision. And that is when you see na you are actually not giving yourself the full credit, the necessary love, the necessary care, the necessary objectivity, the necessary na pangangailangan ng sarili mo. So I hope you get something from that. To recap, before you give up on anything, isipin nyo muna, kung napapagod na kayo, take responsibility na nobody really put you in that situation but yourself. So only you can get yourself out from that situation. And secondly, remember how badly do you want to be in that position before pa nagsimulang naging mahirap ang lahat. And when you overcome at nakita mo it's worth it, then after that, mindset lang yan. You will actually no longer see the problems as reasons to give up, but as challenges that you know that will just make you better. Okay? So, and also, one hack to know if kung ano yung dapat mong gawin, the best thing to do for your wellness, kapag nahihirapan na kayo, you try to put your loved one, yung pinakamamahal mo, in your situation, and think kung paano mo sila gustong mag-decide. So that you will be able to decide kung ano yung best next step for yourself. By giving yourself the needed self-love and value na totoo naman you truly deserve. So maraming salamat. Panggaan, Beth, Rhoda, Mads, Ruthie, Ping, Hilda, Myla, and to the 300 of you live listeners in our episode 3 of City Walk and Talk with yours truly. We are already at 1 hour and 4.76 kilometers. Umupo na muna ako. Meron pa akong mga about 1 kilometer walk pabalik sa bahay. And I have a work maya-maya. Maybe I'll go for a quick live for our low carb and fasting later on. And also, kung meron sa inyong interested, we will do a book writing workshop. I know it may sound medyo far out if never yung naisipan yan. But actually, anybody can become a book writer. At hindi nyo kailangan mag-worry na kung hindi kayo magaling mag-English o takot kayong magsulat na hindi grammatically correct. No! Pwede kayong magsulat ng libro na Tagalog lang or in your dialect. you try to remove the fear out of writing by knowing na a good writer is just a good storyteller. Makikipagkwentuhan ka lang. Yun lang yun. And every day, we do that. Araw-araw, nakikipag-usap tayo sa mundo. Nakikipag-usap tayo sa maraming tao. It's just that this time, we will put it into writing. And the workshop is, I will be there to guide you, to organize your thoughts, and to even help you learn about what you might want to write about. So I think kasi every person in the world, meron silang story to tell. Anything at all. And it's worth writing into a book. You just have to know how to angle it. Just like in photos, lahat ng tao merong magandang picture, merong pinakamagandang angle. So, yun yung i-highlight natin sa libro. At hindi lang yun the beautiful things, ha? Even the negative experiences natin, we can make use of that negative experience by learning from it. So, I will be there to guide you. Kasi growing up, naisip ko, wala talaga akong talent. Hindi ako kumakanta, hindi rin ako sumasayaw. Wala. Yung naisip ko lang siguro na parang pinaka-talent ko na is nagdo-drawing ako. I do painting. But later on, I realized na hindi rin pala ako marunong mag-paint noon. But naloko lang ako ni Mami. Pinasabi niya maganda yung paint ko. And then, pinagpatuloy ko lang mag-drawing. And then later on, na-develop na lang. Pero yung totoo pala nun, hindi talaga ako magaling mag-drawing. Pero the good part there is it can be developed pala. And as per talent, wala talaga ako naisip na talent. Yung sasabihin mong mailalagay mo sa stage. So wala akong ganun. But lately, I realized that talents can be in many forms. And one of those pala, like for me, is I get to see patterns easily sa mga bagay-bagay na others might took time to realize na some things are connected. Na ito pala ay related sa ganito, sa ganyan. And I can see the bigger picture. Like yung pinaka-example ko dyan, before I entered medicine, I worked as a property specialist. Nagbibenta ng yung parang real estate broker. Pero we are hired by the company. So we are under the company's brokerage. So merong phase, merong binibentang subdivision. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. At nasa harap siya ng dagat. It's a cove. So yung Phase 1 nakaharap sa east, and then yung Phase 2 sa west, and then yung isa, hindi sa west. East, north, and south. And then, yung mga lot plans na yon, isa-isa. Isa sa east, isa sa north, isa sa south. Tapos, yung mga clients, nagsasabi, so saan ito nakaharap? So, nahihirapan sila mag-imagine because yung nasa lot nga, lahat sila, yung Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, is nakaharap lahat sa dagat. So, yung ginawa ko, kumuha ko ng 3 copies ng mga land areas na yon, yung mga lots na yon, and then, I photocopied them. In-adjust ko yung size nila na somewhat similar proportion yung kanilang size. And then, dinikit-dikit ko sila. And so, meron akong map ng blueprint ng Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 in relation to each other. So, sa aming lahat sa whole company, kahit yung company, walang mapa na ganon. Ako lang yung may map na ganon. And then, it's for my own consumption. Para yan sa mga clients. And for me to easily explain to them na this one is facing this one is facing this one. Especially sa iba na naghahanap talaga ng certain direction. Like with feng shui, na alam nila na gusto nila na their house is facing this direction, like that. So, yeah. So, try to get to know kung ano yung talent ninyo. Meron tayong mga hidden talents that we don't know we have. So it can be seeing good in people, or you might be the go-to na pinaghihinga ng advice ng mga friends mo. So, the things that people ask help from you, usually, yun yung hidden talents mo na hindi lang siya pang stage. But it could be the most important talent that you have para maging successful in life. So, there's so many things that we can do. There's so many things that we can improve. And I hope kahit pa paano, yung sessions natin this morning is helping you. I'm not sure, of course, anything can happen. Yung isang challenge ko kung matutuloy ba ako sa aking morning walk is umulan. But I have decided I will go, rain or shine, unless siguro it's really, really very heavy rain. Meron akong very early na operation. But generally, gusto ko siyang ipagpatuloy. So, this is our episode 3, third day of our city walk. And it's the day 1 of our Taji 100 challenge. And I'm so happy meron akong maiko-contribute na magkano ba? Ilan ba yung 5 kilometers into miles? Iko-convert pa natin yan. Kasi 1 mile is 1.3 kilometers, tama ba? Somewhere around that. Or 1.6. Basta, check natin later. And yun. So, I'm aiming for about 3 miles a day. 3.3 miles a day para makomplete yung ating, or 3.5, makomplete yung ating 1,000 miles in 1 month. And hopefully, this 1 month is also going to be the start of a regularly occurring morning walk and talk sa inyo, together, and for physical activity. So, nagre-remind na kailangan ko nang maglakad ulit kasi akala niya ay tapos na akong mag-workout. So, I'll go and find my way back, pabalik. Tamang-tama lang. I will just take a bath and liligpit na going straight to work. Hello, Salangon, Amy, Medel, Bevelyn, for the support. And I'm not sure if you are enjoying this or not, but if you can reconsider, pwede nyo i-share ito sa timeline ninyo. Because I think hindi lahat alam na merong ganito, yung live audio rooms, wherein para siyang podcast, na, or parang radyo, na hindi kailangang manood ng video. So, just listen. Pwede nyo lang i-play on your background. And pwede kayong magpatuloy magtrabaho or mag-workout. And also, hi to Maming, to my brothers, Andrew, Alvin, sister-in-law, Mabi, and Angel, and sa aking mga kapatid here na neighbors ko lang, Duday, and brother-in-law Ken, and si Rochelle. Excited ako umuwi kasi nandun yung mga, dumating na yung lahat ng mga padala. Maraming dumating kahapon. While I'm at the OR working, feeling ko, yung reward ko, naghihintay pala sa bahay. And true enough, little sweet nothings. Nag and low carb, sugar free. So instead of eating them as pang jump start, I think I will have them as reward na lang after eating food. So, and also Chloe, may pinadala si Chloe from Japan. And also, yung brothers ko, pinadala nila yung mga kakailanganin kong respirators sa operating room. Thank you for preparing. And yung mga order ko, yung mga order kong glucose and ketone strips, tsaka yung mga libro, na kailangan kong basahin, dumating din. So those things are good. Hello, JC, Maricar, Loretta, Amy, Medel, Bebelin. Thank you for being in the front row. If ever mawawala na yung 5G at magiging 4G na lang siya, para hindi kayo mainip, we will just cut this down. So, yan, merong nagko-construct. So, I think yan lang naman yung medyo maingay. But after this phase, sige, takbo muna ako para mabilis tayo makalis dito. Alam nyo ba na there is such a thing as vicarious learning and experience? Ito yung experience mo na ini-imagine mo lang from others' experience. So if you close your eyes and you can imagine me running at imagine mong tumatakbo ka din, magugulat ka. Yung heart rate mo ay tataas din. Yan. I think wala na. But I think it's time to say goodbye. Kasi, di ba, I told you na yung gusto ko sa biking is yung feeling ng wind against my face na sobrang ganda, sobrang refreshing. So, since hindi ako magbabike, I experienced that by running downhill. Kapag downhill na yung trail, doon ako tumatakbo. Aside sa hindi siya nakakapagod, and it's also very refreshing. I consider running downhill as reward after a long walk going up. So, I'm going to start my downhill run. And maraming salamat. I hope to see you later. Baka magla-live ako before going around 9 o'clock. I'll see you then. Have a good day, everybody. Maraming salamat. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you all for the support. Ruby, Olga, Leonis. Maraming salamat, everyone. Bye-bye.